He's on over 200 grand a week, and he hasn't played all season. They haven't used him at all season. Carney Chukwuemeka, he's played 5 times.
Well, Chukwuemeka I'm a big fan of. I mean, Ben Chilwell's a terrific footballer, but Cucurella's had a good season, to be fair. So they had to make a choice there. So
but you need 2 left backs, don't you? If you're playing in all these competitions that Chelsea are playing in.
Maybe, yeah. I mean, who else has been? I mean, Gusto.
Vega's been playing.
Vega, yeah. Gusto can play there.
And Vega's going to go because he wants to play centre half. Chukwuemeka's only had 5 appearances. They want to get him off the wage bill. And Cesare Casade is also going to leave, I think, in this window, possibly just on loan. It's very difficult to get them to leave. Here is Madueke into the box. He's surrounded by 3 shirts from Wolverhampton Wanderers. They get it to halfway, but Tosin is there. Strand Larsen and James nipping in, giving it back to Robert Sanchez. And Danny.
No, I feel for him because he's made a mistake, and therefore you're going to feel a little bit nervous for a goalie when he's made a mistake.
Here is Palmer, just left of the centre circle. He runs diagonally into the middle, and then again just squeezes it perfectly out to Madueke. Wants to return inside the box. Madueke took too long to give it to him. Comes back to Madueke, swipes at the ball and puts it straight out of play and away for a goal kick. Well, the Chelsea fans behind the goal think that was a corner.
I did initially, but then I looked at Madueke's reaction and he didn't appeal, so he probably got it right. I like his positivity, Madueke. I know he's a little bit inconsistent, but more often than not, he tries to go past people. He tries to make things happen. He doesn't always go backwards.
Does it lack a little bit of end product?
Yeah, of course he does, yeah. But he's capable of more than he's showing, that's for sure. We've seen glimpses, but what I'm saying is he doesn't mind failing. And I always think that's a good thing for a winger.
Well, Chelsea might look to their bench if things don't change, because they can't afford to drop more points in the race for the Champions League. Here comes Cunha, nudging it out towards the far side. Semedo gives it back to Cunha, who inside the box flicks it back to Semedo, left edge of the area, looking to attack for Chelsea. They're coming forward here, Wolverhampton Wanderers, in the left wing position. Tackled by Caicedo, gets it out to the right, and now a chance for Jackson to escape, but Agbadou comes across, steps across, and brilliantly takes it forward for Wolverhampton Wanderers.
He's done well, Agbadou.
Chalobah away. James under pressure. Turns. Went to clear. Then does clear upfield, but to no one in blue. It comes straight back again. And Wolves have possession. You're listening to Chelsea 1, Wolves 1 on TalkSport with Sky Sports. And don't forget that you can stream the biggest Premier League games, available with no contract on now. Like Chelsea versus Wolves, live right now. Search Now Sports. Ali McCoist and Jeff Stelling back together tomorrow morning.
Oh, he's in.
As the ball goes in behind for Strand Larsen to chase. It just evaded Chalobah for the first time on the night, really. And
it was a long straight ball, wasn't it, really? It's skidded up, because I thought he was in for a second, and it skidded up, put pace on it, ended up going back to Sanchez.
Just about into the arms of Sanchez. Neto at the other end, getting booed by the visiting fans. The small contingent of Wolves supporters are away to our left. He held on to it well, then gave it away, and a chance to escape now for Cunha. Cunha, who looks up, and he sees some space for João Gomez, who runs through the centre circle, just the left side of it. Dewsbury Hall goes across to engage with him, but he's beaten by João Gomez. João Gomez keeps going. Dewsbury Hall in the end didn't give up the chase, but became a little bit too clumsy, and then brought him down in an area from where Wolverhampton Wanderers will look to cause some damage. 10 yards short of the edge of the D, left of centre.
He's done well, Gomez. He's got stronger as the game's gone on, got more confident, believing in himself. He's always willing to do the hard yards, but his quality going forward has been really good. Irrelevant of what happens for this Wolves team tonight, they've shown a really good spirit and belief to get back in the game after a couple of bad results.
Chelsea are going to bring on Jadon Sancho. I wonder if he's going to replace Madueke or Neto. If it's Neto, it'll be interesting to see the reaction from the Wolves fan, because he hasn't really done too much tonight, Pedro Neto.
I think he'll be Neto, personally.
He cost 51 million quid. Not sure that he's made the impact that many people hoped when he first turned up.
Well, he had all his best games for me, but generally his best games on the right, I think.
Sarabia with the free kick, headed by Doherty, away by Dewsbury Hall. Chasing it is Nicholas Jackson. Semedo gets it back to his goalkeeper, though, no problem. But 24 games in all competitions for Chelsea, 3 goals so far,
nice.
Not too many assists. And it is going to be Pedro Neto who comes off, and Jadon Sancho who comes on in the next few moments here at Stamford Bridge. Here is Aït-Nouri being faced up by Cucurella into João Gomez. Good tackle by Caicedo.
It's brilliant.
On halfway, and now Cucurella comes forward. He's got Palmer. He played it behind Palmer, but does well to dance away from Cunha and feed James, who immediately shifts it on towards the right side. Now Madueke, chance to cross in towards Dewsbury Hall, comes to Cucurella, who sometimes manages to control it and force it home. Cucurella points to his head. Keep the mentality strong, he says. Well, he did that. He kept his cool in front of goal there and managed to bring the ball down and force it into the corner of the net, and Chelsea lead by 2-1.
Well, it all started from a brilliant tackle from Caicedo to give them possession back. And when the ball gets switched out to the right, Cucurella thinks, I'm going. We've seen him do it before. It's a brilliant ball in. And it's a little touch, I think, from Dewsbury Hall. In-swinger from the right from Madueke. A little flick from Dewsbury Hall. Just takes it away from Bueno, I think. And Cucurella, as he's falling, manages to get his right foot onto it and stab it into the corner. But it's a super ball.
Good flick by Dewsbury Hall, chested down by Cucurella, and then he's in the air and trying to volley the ball. He's stretching to do so, and he manages to squeeze it in. And he is absolutely delighted. Goal number 3 of the season on his 100th Premier League appearance. And he has his goal, and Chelsea are back in front. Marc Cucurella. Sancho on for Neto is the confirmed substitution. And Chelsea now have got to not allow Wolves back into the game. Neto and Maresca have a hug on the near touchline, a little bit of a chat. I think he's a little bit disappointed that he's not going to see out the game, but that's the way it goes, I'm afraid. If you're not producing in this team, there's someone willing to take your place, and certainly Sancho has had a productive first half of the season for Chelsea, and he's on the ball now, dribbling with it, playing it down the left side into the feet of Nicholas Jackson. Jackson into Dewsbury to Palmer, who tries to get beyond João Gomez, who stood up strongly, and it's worked towards the far side, and Semedo. 2-1 to Chelsea, live on TalkSport on this Monday night, and the goal coming from Cucurella, who actually, we sort of bemoaned the fact that he was coming into midfield and central areas, but his run there was perfectly timed.
Well, his run there was from a left back area, because he actually was one of the first to get the ball after they won it back. And he was in the left-back area, switched it inside, and then as soon as the ball got switched to the right, he got himself into a centre-forward position. What I was talking about earlier was more when they're building up to come out wide.
Here is Chalobah moving up towards the left-hand side. Sancho on the touchline, looking to try and trick his way past Aït-Nouri. Comes infield. He's got more room for Chalobah down the left. Chalobah then into Caicedo, then Cucurella, and Chelsea keeping the ball with a little bit more confidence now. What they don't want to do is take the foot off the gas like they did after the first goal.
Yeah, absolutely. And also in recent event, losing leads in games recently, that'll be on the mind the longer the game goes on.
Manage it out, press home the advantage, get 3 points and move on to the next one, because Chelsea have got a busy period upcoming, and Manchester City away is next Saturday night. West Ham at home, a double bit of Brighton at the Amex in League and Cup, and then Aston Villa and Southampton to come. That is quite a hefty fixture list for Chelsea. Ball up towards Nicholas Jackson, away by Doherty, collected by Cucurella. There's space on the far side, but Sancho manages to squeeze it through to Jackson despite a congested left side of the box where Chelsea are attacking. Jackson is pushed out towards the near side, but he tricks his way past Aït-Nouri, and then Aït-Nouri gives away a free kick just in front of the corner away to our left-hand side. So Chelsea are going to have almost like a short corner here to be able to craft something.
Important for Wolves to defend well now and try and stay in this game, rebuild their confidence and their rhythm. They were doing okay.
Well, Palmer is about to take it. Sancho and James are in close conversation on this near side. Tosin Adarabioyo has come over for a chat. Again, he's sort of almost the one who's calling the plays in the middle of the park. Tells Palmer where he wants it. And then they orchestrate how they're going to attack this set piece. He moves towards the back edge of the penalty area. 65 gone on TalkSport. Chelsea 2, Wolves 1. And here comes the free kick, which is delivered towards the back post. It's headed down by Chalobah and nodded in by Madueke on the line. Chalobah celebrates, but it's Madueke's goal. Chelsea 3-1 up. And recently this place has been the bridge of sighs, but maybe tonight there'll be some light relief. Madueke makes it 3-1 Chelsea with 25 to go.
Set plays. It's a basic ball to the back post. You've got to get up and win your headers. It's not got off the floor. I think he's saying he's fouled there. Semedo, isn't it? Out jumped by Chalobah. It's a brilliant header from Chalobah. Madueke. I don't know. It was already going in.
Well, it was a brilliant header by Trevor Chalobah, down and across the goalkeeper, and Madueke just made sure on the line.
Oh, yeah.
Chalobah will probably be a little bit upset about the fact that he's come home. He's played quite well in the game, thought he'd scored what would have been the clincher, but Madueke has nabbed it. But that's just being professional from Madueke. No sentiment attached. He's all about making sure that Chelsea get in front and get firmly in front. They're in the lead now by 3-1.
Yeah, you do all that hard work, you try and stay in the game if you're Wolves and be a threat yourself, and you just get done by stupid things. It's so difficult for a manager to get players to stay focused and do the correct things on set plays. He's just been out jumped. He didn't even get off the floor.
But they never do the correct things on set plays. They've conceded 19 goals from set plays. They've conceded 2 from set plays tonight. It's a habitual thing with Wolverhampton Wanderers.
But I get it more if you're out jumped while you're jumping by someone who just gets there before you, but you're both in the air and you're really trying to hustle and bustle, and he's just flat. It's concentration, be on your toes, be ready as the ball's coming in. It's just a stab. It's a nice little drill to the back post.
So what is that then? Is that just desire? Is that positioning? Is that concentration? What is it?
I think it's sometimes concentration, sometimes fatigue. Desire could come into it, yeah.
Because they've conceded 51 goals now in the Premier League, which is the most of anyone in the division.
Yeah.
And
a lot of stupid ones.
19 of them have come from set plays.
Set plays is personal pride, not wanting to be the one who makes the mistake or gets out-muscled or out-jumped. It's about your own personal pride to do the job. And that means being concentrated on your toes, being determined. And you've got to jump. You have got to get off the floor.
Chelsea lead 3-1. And the scoreline looking a little bit more satisfactory for those inside the Stamford Bridge complex, wearing blue tonight. A lot of them actually not showing their blue kits. They're wearing big coats. Here is Jadon Sancho down the left-hand side, played in by Cucurella. He gets towards the left edge of the Wolves penalty area, cuts back in on his right foot, produces a cross which takes a deflection into the air. Sancho trying to keep hold of it, and he's done very well to do so. Gets into the box now, still wriggling with the ball at his feet, causing all sorts of chaos. Wolves had to double up on him. Eventually they force it clear, and it comes back to Palmer just 10 yards outside the box left-hand side. He turns away from João Gomez, but João Gomez commits a foul. That's going to be a free kick 15 yards back from the edge of the D. It's 3-1 to Chelsea, and you're listening to Talk Sport, and it's live coverage of the Premier League with Enterprise Rent-A-Car. Whatever the mission, home or away, Enterprise helps over 120,000 people every day. Simon Hoop was just speaking to Reece James, again having to play the diplomat. Madueke is saying that João Gomez should be given a yellow card there. The referee still in conversation, and it's going to be a free kick which eventually I think Cole Palmer will take control of. 65% of the ball Chelsea, 18 goal attempts, 7 shots on target, That's been the way of things. 3.09 expected goals tonight. And they have delivered pretty much what they are expected to. Palmer standing over the free kick then. It's just a shade, a step left of centre. 12, 13 yards back from the edge of the D. High line from Wolves, just on the edge of the box. They're holding the 18-yard line here. Chelsea just drip it in towards Chalobah. It's headed away, and it goes straight to Cunha, who looks to escape, and he's not going to escape because Caicedo's rugby tackled him, yellow card.
I think it's really big. 20 minutes for Chelsea. Shouldn't be a problem seeing this game out, but they have struggled doing that in recent weeks, so keep the ball well, don't retreat, stay nice and positive without being cavalier.
I think one of the major pluses is Reece James, as you've already pointed out. Enzo Maresca singled him out for praise in the week. He only has played 31 league games during the last 2.5 seasons, Danny.
Yeah, it's a huge shame to see such a wonderful talent not be out there so often, because he's just got everything you need. I mean, he could be a massive player for Thomas Tuchel's England, couldn't he, moving forward?
Yeah, he's only 25 years of age. Jose Sarr dribbling with the ball to the edge of his own penalty area under pressure from Jackson. James with a header back down into the right wing position, which Agbadou is going to get hold of. He has then given the ball back to Chelsea, and Dewsbury Hall has been fouled over on the far side by João Gomez. Free kick to Chelsea, right on the touchline over on the far side. Simon Hooper going across just to sort of explain procedure to Reece James, and another dead ball which Wolves have got to try and deal with. A couple of changes incoming from Wolves. Is that Rodrigo who's about to come on? Rodrigo Gomez.
Who scored Chelsea's first goal? I've had a complete blank.
Tosin Adarabioyo.
Ah, of course he did, yeah.
It was a long time ago, Dan.
Yeah, it was, yeah. You know. There's been a lot gone on since then.
Yes, absolutely. Here is the free kick, far side the right. James to whip it in right-footed. Chalobah at the far post. It's aimed in towards the near post. It comes out on the edge of the box. Doherty with the header. Kept alive by Dewsbury Hall. Sancho helps it on. It's collected by Nicholas Jackson. And then sent back towards James. And then Caicedo. And then he flicks the ball over to Cole Palmer, who's 10 yards inside his own half, who then finds his goalkeeper. Andre Sarabia and Ryan Ait-Nouri all about to come off for Bellegarde, Guedes and Rodrigo Gomez in the next few moments for Wolverhampton Wanderers. So significant changes for the away team, who are going to try and spice up their performance here and try and drag themselves back into the game, because it has gone a little bit flat since that third goal.
To be honest, for Chelsea, the flatter it goes, the better for them. They don't want drama. You know, the latter stages of that Fulham game was end-to-end, wasn't it?
Yes, it was. And there were 2 goals up in that game and contrived to somehow not walk away with 3 points. So, and the same with the Bournemouth game. So no one's taking anything for granted at Stamford Bridge tonight. Here is Palmer turning away. I think actually the best recipe for Chelsea is to put their foot to the floor and try and get another goal, because and then it can kill off any spirit that Wolves might have, or any notion that they might have of trying to get back into the game. Cucurella, Sancho, and then Chalobah. It's good to see Sancho playing, isn't it?
Yep. Moves so nicely with the ball.
He does. He looks happy as well, doesn't he?
Yeah.
You know, that was a poor ball forward out to the far side, and then Madueke couldn't control it. They're the 3 changes incoming. Rodrigo Gomez, Bellegarde and Guedes coming on.
Triple substitution for Wolves.
But yeah, it's good to see him back in the fold, playing football on a regular basis. I mean, Chelsea probably will end up completing a permanent deal for him at the end of the season, you would have thought.
Yeah.
Because I think that was built into the contract in some way, shape or form.
Well, his body language is good as well. Yeah. You know, it's sharper, more positive, more risks in his game.
Still hear that the alarm clock needs a new battery, but I think they're putting up with that and getting the best out of him.
Well, yeah, you know what? That's a bit sad to hear, because The great thing about making mistakes is learning from them, and if he is still doing that, then that's a bit of a concern. But right now, judge him on the pitch, he's looking sharp, he's doing good things, and had a positive season really so far.
Caicedo into the air. The ball drops down inside the centre circle. It's helped up towards Cole Palmer, dropped down.
Did well.
And the feet of João Gomez, who controlled it beautifully and played it out to the left, and Semedo, he runs forward but is tracked by James. James had a little kick out of him at him there, and it gives away the free kick just in from the touchline over on the far side. 3-1 Chelsea. Talk Sport on a Monday night, and a bit of activation work going on the touchline, because Axel Disasi and Malo Gusto about to come on for Chelsea. I think that João Felix getting ready as well, so Chelsea about to make a triple change. Here is Cunha over on the far side, looking to get to the edge of the penalty area. Flicks the ball into the centre, looking for Strand Larsen. Might come towards him, doesn't do so. And then as Cunha sends it back again, it goes out of play. Side of the goal.
Brilliant header from Chalobah. It's a great little ball from Matheus Cunha. He's on the left-hand side and tries to sneak one. Little curly cross into the gap, but he reads it well again, Chalobah. He's been excellent.
James comes off. Malo Gusto comes on. Axel Disasi comes on as Chelsea just rejigged the back line, and they're protecting Reece James here.
And don't blame them.
James going over and giving the captain's armband to Caicedo, and very visibly saying to him, protect this lead. Lauren James, his sister, high up in the box here at Stamford Bridge in the West Stand opposite us. It's clapping away. I'm sure she's pretty pleased to see him back. We'd love to see her back as well before the end of the season. Not sure that's going to be the case or not, but James comes off, gives a wave to the crowd. Malo Gusto comes on in his place. Axel Disasi comes on for Kiernan Dewsbury-Hall, so a slight little move around. Cucurella going into midfield, yes, and Malo Gusto going to left back, Disasi going to right back, Cucurella going into midfield alongside Caicedo. There's the changes from Enzo Maresca. Currently Chelsea 3, Wolves 1, and for the latest odds you can head to Ladbrokes, where right now you can get Chelsea at 1,000 to 1 on to win the game. 28 to 1 the draw, and a Wolves comeback 90 to 1. That's all thanks to Ladbrokes, 18 plus, begambleaware.org. Ball lifted into the back line, away by Agbadou, who looks like a decent signing for 12 and a bit million quid.
Yeah, absolutely. They've done some good things, Wolves.
To be honest with you, Gary O'Neill was looking at him and trying to get them to sign him in the summer.
Oh, okay.
Agbadou. Eventually they pulled the trigger on it, got the deal done. He's offside, Jackson. He's racing away behind the defence, gets into the penalty area, turns it home, puts it into the net, but the flag goes up immediately. He has gone 5 games without a goal, has Nicholas Jackson. And on this occasion he just timed his run poorly. He was about a yard or so in front. They are checking the disallowed goal, but they don't need any VAR help there. And that goal's going to be well chalked off. Simon Long over on the far side, the assistant, quite correct to flag there, Danny.
Yep, just went a tad early. Good defending, actually. He saw that he went and stepped a yard, didn't he? So.
What time are you getting up in the morning, by the way? Early, or are you having a lay-in?
No, I'm actually playing golf for a friend's birthday tomorrow.
Oh, yeah, what time's that? Nice and early?
10 to 9 tee off.
Okay, all right, okay. Well, on your way to the golf course, you can stick on TalkSport Breakfast. You'll be pleased to know that the Rangers skipper, James Tavernier, is on the breakfast show.
I am pleased to know that, yeah.
Ali McCoist and Jeff Stelling tomorrow morning. Get a little dose of that before you tee off tomorrow. Here is Cunha through the legs of Sancho in towards Rodrigo Gomez. He pulls it back to the edge of the area, couldn't find Guedes, and it's cleared away. Now it's picked up by Madueke, who runs straight into João Gomez. Guedes turns it over, runs to the edge of the box, lays it off towards Semedo. Caicedo has to be very careful there because he went clattering into a challenge. It comes back towards Cunha, whose effort is flicked away with the right fingers of Sanchez. It's got to go out for a corner.
It is a corner.
Eventually the fourth official has told him that it's a corner, and it goes out for a corner because the assistant on the near side didn't give it, and Simon Hooper didn't give it. It was so obviously a corner, it was untrue.
Maybe let's give him the benefit of the doubt. We hammered him enough. His angle might have been difficult.
Okay. Corner far side.
We got the right decision, didn't we?
We did get the right decision. That's what matters. And sometimes these referees have to work as a team.
Yeah.
And they did.
Although they're not. I didn't realise the fourth official were allowed to tell the refs that they've just watched the replay.
It might have been. It might have been the other one. It might have been an assistant. Let's just pretend it was. Either way, it is a corner to Wolves, and it's the right decision with 10 minutes to go.
He has tried and let the game go, to be honest.
I think he's a good referee.
Yeah,
actually,
I do. I think he's a good ref. I don't like this, as you know, but not just him, with any of the refs, this constant talking to everybody on set plays.
Here's the corner in towards the near post, and it's headed away by Tosin, and out over on the far side, and Cunha looks to retrieve it again. Back in it goes. It's headed away by Chalobah this time. Big header from the edge of the box, and then back down the right for Guedes to chase. Malagusto comes across. Guedes, well, he just sort of thumped it, and it went into the air and spoons the Matthew Harding stand away to our right, where the noisiest Chelsea fans are, and it's going to be a free goal kick away to our right hand side. By the way, if you want to have your say on tonight's footballing action or anything else, the sports bar open for business. Jamie O'Hara and Jermaine Pennant tonight. 03717 722 3344. Cundy's here, isn't he? I see him earlier on. Oh, right.
Yep.
Okay. Moonlighting tonight, is he?
He comes to every Chelsea game,
doesn't he?
Yes,
he does, yeah. He'll be back tomorrow. And João Felix about to come on for Madueke in the next few moments for Chelsea as they look to try and get over the line here. Remember, Chelsea was second on December the 15th, but even in the run that they had where the 5 games were of the without a win, there were signs that things weren't all bad. They actually had more shots per game than they had done previously. The problem is that they've just been having low quality shots, and that was one of their biggest issues, and obviously giving away advantages. They have undeniably been a little bit unfortunate with injuries in those sort of central defensive areas, and that's why it's a good thing that Chelsea now able to bring on another one of their talented youngsters. And they're going to bring, I think that's Tyreek George into play, the left winger, who's going to come on as well. No Premier League appearances. This will be his Premier League debut tonight, but he has made 9 appearances in cup competitions. Felix and George coming on, Madueke and Jackson coming off. Here is Semedo into the box.
Good ball.
Looking for Rodrigo Gomez. A challenge on the edge of the box by Caicedo, who, by the way, did get away with a bit of a dodgy challenge on the edge of the box just before that corner.
He did, but he's been outstanding since that little lull with the injury in the first half that he just took him a while to.
But on another day, if that had gone against him, he could have been sent off there.
Yeah.
João Gomez feeding it to Strand Larsen down the left side of the box. He strikes it towards goal, stopped by the goalkeeper Robert Sanchez.
Well, Mateus Cunha is absolutely fuming that he didn't try and cross it, but I'm more disappointed in his touch. His touch should have been ahead.
Cunha with a decent touch in towards Guedes. Guedes trying to get it to come down, but it wouldn't come down for him. It's cleared away by Disasi and out on this near side. Now it's Guedes again into the box. Tosin into the air, but it's not clear by Chelsea. They don't want to invite late pressure here. There's a foul on Malagusto. But Chelsea again getting into that situation where they're just switching off and inviting pressure.
Well, I mean, to be honest, Wolves opened them up with some really good play, Sam. It was a really good play. But when Strand Larsen gets in, if he just takes it straight, he can then be on an angle. So he's inside left position, maybe as far out, just inside the 6-yard line, if you like, going towards that. He could have had a better angle to shoot. His touch takes him towards the corner flag. And then he's got an impossible angle where the keeper's going to save it.
Well, they've changed their mind. They've taken Cole Palmer off instead of Jackson, and they're going to take off Madueke for Tyreek George. So they are the 2 changes. Madueke on the score sheet tonight, converting the third of Chelsea's 3 goals. They lead by 3 goals to 1 going into the final 6.5 minutes of the game. A game which they are trying to kill, that keep just having to react to Wolves coming at them again.
Oh, unlucky.
Lovely touch by Sancho, almost fed João Felix down this left-hand side. Rodrigo Gomez has just gone spiralling to the floor. Chalobah's mopped up for Chelsea. Gusto gets it back to the goalkeeper, and he will clear. Up, down towards the left, taken on by Sancho. Sancho motors forward. He's got João Felix in front of him. He kept hold of the ball there, then puts it through the legs of Bellegarde, who reaches out an arm, brings him down, gives the free kick. Simon Hooper.
Got a bit lucky there, Sancho. Did some brilliant things on that little dribble, but then just got a bit lucky because he wasn't getting the ball once he tried to meg him.
It was a little bit cheeky, wasn't it? He put it through the legs and tried to go around the other side, but the hand come out from Jean-Rickner Bellegarde and he went to ground.
If that was a foul when Gaza was playing, he'd have never been able to dribble past anyone. Took a couple of elbows at him.
Did you?
Yeah, you know when he does the goes past you
and puffed his chest out, didn't he? And then used his
arm
as a sort of
brilliant
way
at it.
to propel himself forward. What a player he was in his day. 3-1 is the Chelsea score with 4 minutes to go. Chelsea with Manchester City and West Ham to come in the next couple of weeks. Arsenal next for Wolverhampton Wanderers, then Aston Villa in the big West Midlands derby, Blackburn away in the Cup, Liverpool, Bournemouth and Fulham to come. Crikey, they might have some problems upcoming, Wolverhampton Wanderers. Here on the right side, Tyreek George trying to get into an advanced position, has to turn and give it back to Marc Cucurella, another scorer of a Chelsea goal tonight. George into Caicedo, Cucurella down the right, Agbadou comes across, watched it all the way, slid in perfectly and nudges it out and away for a throw-in. Well, this performance from Chelsea, especially in the second half, not to be sniffed at.
I think with Chelsea, we've seen tonight what we already knew in many ways, is they have moments, as Aid said, after in the games where they're brilliant and play with a really good creativity and temper, but they are
inconsistent
and easy to get chances against because they're so wide open.
Well, it will be their first Premier League win since before Christmas, if they can see it through here. You'd expect them to, with 3.5 minutes to go. Here is Malo Gusto into Caicedo. Caicedo finds João Felix. Bit of room for him to operate just in front of the centre circle, dead centre of the Wolves half. He plays it into Gusto, then on to Sancho. Sancho, who's got Gomez snapping at his heels, but he keeps hold of the ball well. Into João Felix again. Back to Gusto, and then Gusto all the way back to the halfway line where Tosin will see it into safety. And Chelsea will keep the ball moving over on the far side. This is Tosin Adarabioyo again. 87 minutes gone. Chelsea looking to run down the clock here. Big ball out towards the right-hand side by Tosin. Tyreek George is in an offside position apparently. Gives away a free kick. He's only 18 years of age, is Tyreek George. Another one to come through the Chelsea academy. And they've had quite a few England qualified players on the pitch tonight, Chelsea, haven't they, over time?
Great to see.
You think that they've brought on Tyreek George and they've brought on Jadon Sancho. They had 6 that could start the game that could play for England. That's 8 players that have played for Chelsea tonight that could qualify for Thomas Tuchel's team. Here is Felix. Out to Jadon Sancho. Back infield to Gusto. Caicedo wants it, gets it, runs off Cunha, moves towards the edge of the box, looks to feed it down the left channel for Jackson. Went a bit early there, Jackson. That's cleared away anyway because Wolves defended it well. Gusto heads it out, goes out for a throw-in on this near side, right on the touchline, right-hand side.
I've got to say that the Gomez in the middle of the park for Wolves has put in a hell of a shift.
João Gomez, yeah.
He's had a really good game. Hasn't stopped, never got deflated, kept doing the right things, kept working.
Cucurella, he's had a good game as well, winning the ball back in midfield.
Well, he's
Caicedo.
recovered. He didn't. He had a poor first half hour, but he's recovered because the goal helped him and his confidence in the second half. But yeah,
come to the fore in the second half.
That's what good players do, though, isn't it? They get over a bad half of football quickly.
5 minutes of added time. Tyreek George got a yellow card there. Not entirely sure what for. Here is João Felix just keeping hold of possession. So Chelsea got 6 minutes to see it out. It's going to send them back into the top 4 this. Wolverhampton Wanderers have now conceded more goals than anybody else in the Premier League. There's certainly some gaps to plug for Vitor Pereira, and I mentioned the games they've got coming up, and they could find themselves in a really tricky situation in the next few weeks, especially, look, if they can't defend set pieces, God knows how they're going to get on against Arsenal.
That's their biggest problem right now. They have to sort that out. Some of their games have been good, their play, they've made some good chances.
Cunha flicking it into Strand Larsen, gets the wrong side of the defender, his shot shoveled straight into the arms of Sanchez.
He was just nudged as he kicked out, but it was still a poor effort. Good play again, found himself in a little position.
Caicedo accelerates beyond Semedo, who tripped him and is going to get a yellow card. It's just an unnecessary little clip of the ankle from Nelson Semedo, a cynical challenge, and it's going to result in a free kick to Chelsea and a booking.
Yeah, well, as I was saying, Wolves have played some good stuff. They do. They always have when we watched them. And in open play, have defended okay. You know, they're struggling for defenders. They've opened them up a few times, but set plays is gonna do. What's the word?
It'll kill you.
Yeah. Well, it'll relegate you if you carry on conceding set plays this way.
Listen, the issue they've got is that they are much better in attack than any of the teams at the bottom of the table.
Yeah, they are.
But they cannot defend, and that is a huge issue. Here is Malagusto speeding forward, playing it out to the left. Sancho now getting into the box. He's got Doherty to beat. He goes into the area, feeds Nicholas Jackson, who fires wide.
It's unlucky.
12 yards out. He hit it first time. He was just a little bit wide of the goal when it came to him, and he hit it straight, and it was just short of the upright. They've won it back through Caicedo. Into Gusto. Cucurella. Now Felix moves up towards the edge of the area. Jackson now inside the box, wants it. Agbadou steps across him and does well and brings it out on this near side.
Well done.
Up to Strand Larsen, who holds off Chalobah, feeds the ball into the left side of the Chelsea half. Bellegarde joins the attack. Wolves now have conceded 51 goals, but their games have been entertaining. Another 4 goals tonight means that their matches, 83 goals, more goals in their games than any other matches in the Premier League this season. And one more would be mean that they are the recipients of an unwanted record should they concede again here, Wolves. Here is
what a touch.
Rodrigo Gomez down the right-hand side, ball into the box. Caicedo on the cover again. And he gets the ball away from the 18-yard box and clears it out for a throw-in.
It's another good move from Wolves. You know, these are the type of positions they get themselves in regularly. OK, the final ball's not been that great, but they get themselves in really good positions. It's the only positive really he's going to take from tonight is some of their football's been really good.
But they're losing 3-1.
Yep.
And losing again, conceding another 3 goals again. Ball down the side of the Chelsea penalty area. Malagusto steps across Guedes. Guedes comes away with the ball, and then he's adjudged to have fouled.
The line will give it.
Malagusto. And the free kick is...
Can you call them linos anymore?
No, you're not allowed to. It's assistant referees now. You should know that, really.
Lino?
No, it's assistant referee. The problem is if you try and shorten the first bit of the assistant word in the same manner, you know, you could get yourself in all sorts of trouble. Wolves on course to concede 87 Premier League goals this season, which is higher than any other team to have survived relegation in a 38-game Premier League season. Only Wigan and Leeds have conceded over 2 goals a game in a 38-game Premier League season and not been relegated. I think that sort of underscores the issue that is facing them. And it's going to be just 2 wins in 10 after tonight. And it started so positively after the new broom came in, but after a quick sweep of the cobwebs, Vitor Pereira has discovered there is a lot more to do to get this Wolves team polished and up to scratch. Foul on Malagusto. Free kick to Chelsea. We played 3.5 of the 5 that are added at the end of the game.
Set plays need a real polish.
Here is Sancho down the left-hand side into João Felix, who's trying to trick his way past João Gomez. João Gomez comes away with the ball. It's cleared Up to Guedes. Malagusto trying to put the pressure on. Cucurella still running, hunting the ball high up inside Wolves territory, down the left-hand side. Chelsea pinning Wolves in, trying to just get up towards the 95-minute mark and ensure that they go back into the top 4 positions. They'll be delighted that they are going back up there tonight. And Wolverhampton Wanderers will be level on points with Ipswich, but have a significant goal advantage. Although, saying that, it's 19 now that they've lost. It's only 4 between them and Ipswich as Nicholas Jackson goes into the box and he's upended by Jose Sarr, but the referee had already blown the whistle. And Simon Hooper just checking on the prognosis here. The whistle had gone, I think, when Jackson went running towards the edge of the 6-yard box. The two sort of collided, sort of sandwiched him really, and he went spiralling into the air. He's back on his feet now. What do you make of his performance tonight?
I think he's done some good things. What I love about him is his endeavour. He's constantly making runs and working for his team with and without the ball. That I love about him. And he would be really difficult to play against. That's why he plays him all the time.
Chelsea rediscover the winning feeling with a hard-fought win over Wolverhampton Wanderers. It takes Enzo Maresca and the Blues back into the top 4 and condemns Wolves to a 3rd straight defeat. It's a defeat that leaves Vitor Pereira and his team hovering precariously above the relegation zone. And with tough fixtures to come, the job of keeping Wolverhampton Wanderers in the Premier League is not getting easier. Chelsea survive a Sanchez scare and get goals from Tosin, Cucurella and Madueke to beat Wolverhampton Wanderers by 3-1.
Sam, thanks very much. Danny Murphy, quick chat about the goals really. Cucurella, I thought was pretty awful first half, but second half almost redeemed himself, and he started the move for his goal with a really loose pass behind Cole Palmer. But he's drifted into the box, and this is nothing to do with set-piece defending. He's drifted into the box, found himself on the 6-yard line, and there's nobody near him. Eight Nouri's behind him, can see that he's free, but nobody gets near him.
I mean, he's done. It's not a new thing, is it? We've seen him do this quite a lot, Cucurella, making those bursts from that left-back area into the middle of the goal. And Wolves should have been prepared for it. Yeah, I mean, at times Wolves defending is. I don't know how to describe it other than unprofessional, really, because set plays, people not getting off the floor, not being on the toes, not ready. Crosses like that coming in. Okay, it did take a little flick from Dewsbury Hall, which can, but still, you've got 5 at the back for a reason. You've got to spot runners.
Yeah.
Be ready for it.
He's not difficult to spot, is he?
Not really. No.
It's quite an easy one.
Got more air than me.
That's not difficult either. I couldn't get my head around how he's just left completely unmarked. Listen, he's popped it. I mean, he's had time to control it.
That's the thing, yeah.
It's just laughable, really. And then you've got the third goal, and that is all about set-piece defending. A free kick that's more or less a corner because it's in that area of the field.
Exactly.
And Chalobah, I mean, his climb is fantastic. He gets up so well, but nobody gets up with him from a Wolves point of view, and that's embarrassing for them. I mean, what can Vitor Pereira do on this set-piece defending problem that they've got? Is it just training field?
Do you know what, Aid? I've been at clubs where you're struggling with them and you're going well with them, and when you're struggling, repeat, and that's the messaging and the practicing. But being concentrated and on your toes and having that self-pride and having that desire to win the header, that's what makes the players different at different levels. I always say if you had Vidic, John Terry and Jamie Carragher as your three at the back of set plays, it doesn't matter whether you do zonal or you do man-to-man, you're not scoring many goals because they all love heading it and protecting the goal. It's a very basic thing. Now you've got to jump and get off the floor. Now if he jumps early and Chalobah still somehow gets over him, just sometimes you just get done by a better, someone bigger, someone stronger. But he didn't jump because he was a bit tired or switched off. Wolves, there's positives for Wolves because they've got things that other teams at the bottom haven't. Their big problem right now, it's not just about conceding goals, it's set plays. Because you're going to concede goals near the bottom. They're not that good. but set plays are such a killer for them. They look fragile, vulnerable, and that could be what sends them down.
Chelsea with the 3-1 win, back into the top 4. Time now for us to pick our man of the match with Enterprise Rent-A-Car.
Man of the match on Talk Sport with Enterprise Rent-A-Car. Whatever the mission, home or away, Enterprise helps over 120,000 people every day.
Danny Murphy, who are you going for?
Well, there was 2 candidates. I mean, Reece James was great, but the 2 main candidates, Chalobah on his return was outstanding and deserves great credit for that, because that takes mental strength. But Caicedo, I know we talked about that 10 or 15 minutes where he had to get himself right after his injury, but his first half an hour and his second half performance, he was outstanding in every aspect, really good.
And I think it's to his credit, it's part of him being man of the match that he was able to say, no, I want to stay on the pitch, I'm going to run this off, I am going to carry on, I'm going to
get to half time and see what I can do.
Exactly, didn't put his hand up and say, I want to go off.
And so many do.
That's a leader.
I've done it myself. When you're struggling, it's like, I can't, you know what, I'm done. That's a strong mentality of a player who wants to, wear this shirt. He's improved so much in this season, and I think he's arguably their most important. Him and Palmer are their 2 most important players.
Danny, thanks very much. That was our man of the match from today's game with Enterprise Rent-A-Car.
Man of the match on Talk Sport with Enterprise Rent-A-Car. Enterprise has vans of all shapes and sizes. So if you've got a plan, we've got a van.
Well, my thanks to Danny Murphy and Sam Matface. Wolves lose again, and their set-piece defending could be what ultimately sends them down. Chelsea into the top 4 above Man City, who they go to on Saturday. For all the attacking quality Chelsea possess, 2 of their 3 goals tonight were scored by defenders. The other was made by a centre-half they've just recalled from a loan spell. Chelsea were good and bad tonight. We were just ugly. But they got a first win in 6 live on game night on Talk Sport. Kick-off from 7 live from Anfield tomorrow. Before that, Villa away to Monaco Champions League live on Talk Sport 2. Gabby Agbonlahor is out there for Talk Sport, and we've got the sports bar coming next. You can get involved 03717 223344.
Monday game night on Talk Sport with Ladbrokes. Get money back as a free bet up to £10 if one leg of your football 5+ acca lets you down. Pre-match straight line accuracy.